I have scoured the depths of the grand archives, forded the rolling hills of the Everplains, and climbed to the top of the cinder-cloud peaks in hopes of finding an answer to one of life's great mysteries. How dost one buildeth a role-playing game? Join me today as we explore RPGs in another segment of When the Dice Settles. Greetings, aspiring game design goblins. Today, I want to talk about designing games. Not like software, no, not that one, but pen and paper, or at the very least, dice. You know, those clickety-clackety tabletop things. So no, for this video, I'm not looking at you, Amber Diceless RPG. We'll save that discussion for another time. Why do we keep coming back to roll our shiny polyhedral bones like a grandma at a Vegas casino? Because there is inherent fun in the unknown. Dice are a roll of the fates. They leave the story up to the mad whims of fickle gods, so that even our GMs, with the exception of a few power-hungry monarchs, can't fully control the narrative. I mean, yes. Sure, they could shove us down in a deep, dark, dank dungeon, but they can't decide that you were going to roll 7 nat 1s in a row and fall down an endless chasm to your short but timely demise. That's just dice, baby. And speaking of babies, here's Juno the Dice Goblin trying to eat my dice. Like and subscribe before she does. So first and foremost, let's talk about probability. I know, I heard the groans from here. You're thinking, I hate math. That doesn't sound fun at all. And you're probably right. Now there's a chance you're one of those weirdos out there that love their little floating +1 modifiers and myriad of condition markers. But I ain't one of them. You can keep your +1 two-handed broadsword of goblin slaying out of my comment section. No, I'm here to talk about chance. Fate. Some games simulate chance through target numbers you have to meet or beat in order for a thing to happen. Well, most of them do this, actually. It's almost redundant. And I guess because of leveling and trying to make growth feel significant through crunchy math, we've decided we have to keep raising all those pluses and minuses on every check and roll. But then at the same time, we quietly raise the ACs, DCs, HPs, and all your other acronyms right along with them too. So that we can, I guess keep things exactly where they were to begin with? But is that really all that fun? I'm not so convinced. So by now I'm sure some of you have already seen the arc of the point I'm trying to make here. Bunches and heaps and loads of floating numbers that equal out to pretty much the exact same place you started at isn't really all that interesting. So why are all the games designed this way? Why not design a game where the probabilities are built in and you just get more tools added to your Swiss Army knife of a character as you level? Well, you're in luck. I have exactly that kind of game for you today. Let's look at one of the great examples of this. Mazes. Not mazes and monsters. No, let's just leave that in the past. Shame, Tom. Shame. In mazes, you roll 4 things: books, boots, blades, or bones. Bonus points for alliteration there. For each ability, the DCs are static, meaning they never change. No need to waste game time looking up stats or calculating difficulties. It's already baked right into the system itself. Your likelihood of success is based on the role, R-O-L-E, that you play as, and which dice that lets you roll, R-O-L-L. That way, your dice choice decides what you're best and worst at. Each ability check has different numbers you're trying to hit, and if there's light around like torches and the darkness hasn't encroached on you quite yet, then the top number or crown is always a success. It's that easy. You already know how to play mazes in like 3 sentences. Yeah, sure, there's backgrounds and edges and cool little abilities and a resource you need to spend to do those cool abilities. But that stuff is super simple too. One of the beautiful things about mazes is that so much of the game is baked into the probability of the dice you roll and those target numbers you're trying to hit. That probability doesn't need to scale. It's already fine-tuned for the random chance experience you're looking for. That's right, Grandma. No need to go all the way to Vegas for your fun. And there's also no need to inflate the numbers with random modifiers or arbitrary DCs and ACs. Just roll to see if you do the thing, and check your results on the character sheet. Bada boom, baby. Now this system is what I would refer to as airtight or impermeable. And while the numbers may not move around as much as some of you mathletes like, it's a perfect example for our topic. Chance. Fate. Destiny. The probabilities don't need to constantly shift and change for the system to be fun. It's still the same level of will they, won't they, every time you cast the bones across your felt-lined dice trays of anime characters. Mazes is an excellent game for seasoned players and beginners alike. There's no need to waste time trying to figure out what kind of character you're going to play, what the different classes are, optimal builds. You just slide the one dice that person's going to use for the rest of the game across the table and start the adventure immediately. With the character sheet, everything they need is right in front of them. For people who've never played RPGs, you can get them straight into the action without the roadblock that is sometimes the bulk of rules. This is an excellent game and it comes highly recommended. Not only that, but reading through mazes is a delight. Each page fills your imagination with new possibilities. I think this game really opened up my third eye as a designer. I saw possibilities that I didn't know were there before. It's hard to explain without sitting in front of the book yourself, which I may do in a later video. Mazes is actually the game that got me into design in the first place. I'm working on a game of my own right now that pretty much uses no math and allows for a wide range of character customization. It falls somewhere right in the middle of tactical and narrative. I'm not going to give you too many details because I know you goblins and you'll steal anything you can get your grubby little hands on. Not you, Juno, you're perfect. But one of my goals in the design was to simulate a multitude of builds and character options similar to games like D&D, but keep math to a bare minimum. It's my belief that the interesting things that happen at the table aren't dependent on how much you're adding to your dice rolls, but what happens with your action and the things your character does during play. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek when we're closer to publishing, but until then, remember, you know what? I'm changing that motto. It's 2 episodes in. That's alright, isn't it? So instead, make mistakes, choose chaos, and above all else, have fun. This video was brought to you by Juno, the Dice Goblin, who I desperately need to feed, so I will shamelessly plaster her cute face all over the internet for likes. Look at her. Like and subscribe to receive the bane of Bob from the Goblin.